aggressiveness is probably a broad and kind of vague term, but where does this group and the way y'all play rank on aggressiveness based on what you're used to?
Yeah, I think it's at an all-time high right now. I think if you turn on the film from the preseason game, you can kind of see what we're kind of about. Even though it's not, the starters out there, it's still the standard and the culture of what we want to be as a defense. And to see our younger guys go out there and put it on tape, because at the end of the day, I mean, there's going to be 31 teams looking at that tape to see what the Atlanta Falcons are doing on defense. And the number one thing was we wanted to put effort on the film and be aggressive, like you said.
How much of aggressiveness is technique and what we do, and how much of it is how we do it?
Yeah, I think the aggressiveness is in everything you do. Your technique, the way whether you're in a 3 technique, ready to get off the ball, whether you're a half-field safety, coming up to get ready for a tackle, at whatever it is, you got to be aggressive at doing so. And I think that's it's been really good the way Ryan has explained that throughout week in and week out, day in and day out, is attack everything aggressively, everything that we do, whether that's the meeting room, weight room, or while we're in between these white lines. So yeah.
And what you were saying earlier is this is the most aggressive defense you've been a part of.
Yeah.
Going back 2 years.
Yeah, I would say so. Last couple of years we did a lot of cover zero, so that's more aggressive as far as coverage wise. But the way that we're brewing, what we're about, I think that aggressive is the first word that you can say, and how to explain our defense.
What was Nielsen's persona like on the sideline? This was his first time doing it. He seems like
Yeah.
a pretty fiery guy. Did he balance the
Yeah.
energy and?
The first preseason game, you don't really call too much, but to just see him, I had the walkie-talkie, just hearing him, call the calls, and the way he talks, the way that they coached that game was very aggressive. I thought, I just loved it. It just really sets the standard, like I said, not just, not for starters, but just the way we are as a whole group, as a whole culture. So it's good to see.
In a game like that, when the starters aren't playing, do you have kind of like a change where you kind of try to be more like your coach, or like having a coach's mindset or something? Like, how do you kind of participate in something like that where you're not playing on the field?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is is the walkie-talkie, hearing the calls, and having Caden and Troy and AJ, having multiple guys around us hearing the calls and like, hey, what do we got here? Why did we get hit? In the certain run game against that? Why? Certain questions that you got to ask, even though we're not playing. We're able to reflect and make adjustments off the things that we did really well as a defense and the things that we need to get better at. So I think that's the biggest thing when you're on the sideline watching the game. Some people like to have sunglasses on, like Coach Art says, and kick it. But I thought it was really cool to see how a lot of the vets and the older guys got together and we were listening to calls, and seeing how Nielsen's going to call some of these plays and some of these games, and see ourselves in that same position.
Did you notice any difference with Ryan, just in terms of the fact that he's kind of got his head in play calling mode? Now I know he's not like dialing up anything crazy in a preseason game, but was there any kind of noticeable difference?
No, I would say the biggest thing was he had walked past us while we were listening on the walkie-talkie. He said no effing smiling. So he was really, like I said, he was really toned in and locked into the game. He didn't really care about who was playing, who wasn't playing. He just really wanted to, showcase what we've been working on the last couple weeks, is how aggressive we're going to be. And like I said, I thought we did a really good job, and there's room to improve on that as well.
How have you evaluated Trey's performance stepping into this expanded role? And obviously, you guys were in Cincinnati together. What's been your evaluation?
Yeah, I think Trey brings a lot of experience. He's someone that I've came in together. He was a safety when we went to the combine together, and then he translated over to Seattle's corners. And I thought he played really well in his years where he was a starting corner over there. So, and then we were able to connect with each other even more when he got to Cincinnati. He more on the third down type of role, but he has a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience. Like I said, he's played on a lot of really good defenses to where he can ask those questions in the room. So there's no surprise, him stepping up with Jeff's injury. I feel very comfortable what he can do. Not just for our defense, but for different phases as well.
How have you seen him even grow this training camp and this preseason so far?
Yeah, I think this is another new transition for him. You know, that's not easy. I think that when he came into Cincinnati, he was kind of like looking around, and to see him walk in now and, you know, actually be a vet and be comfortable in, you know, who he is and what he's capable of, and the opportunity that he had to not just play third downs but to be a starting corner over here is, you know, something that, you know, every year you got to reestablish who you are as a player and in this league, and that's the business that we're in.
I know the goal is to practice every day exact same way, like putting good effort, but knowing that you're going into a game that you're actually going to get a chance to be on the field, does that maybe change some of the mindset? Would it be maybe subconsciously you see guys maybe moving around with the
No, honestly, I thought that overall, last week when we were practicing, we didn't really care about who was playing in the game, who wasn't. We were all pretty locked in on what we were doing game plan wise. But yeah, I think that you should feel a little bit of some jitters when you're going out there and you're strapping on your helmet and you got your full uniform on in a new stadium. For me, I think that'll be pretty cool. It's definitely gonna be a different feeling, but it's just football at the end of the day, and I'm just excited to continue to set that standard for what we're going to be this year.
Yeah, Jesse, when you were with the Bengals, y'all came from the bottom of the north to the top.
Mm-hmm.
What was the key thing that flipped things around? I know you get Joe and the receiver,
Yep.
but the mentality had to kick in at some point that, hey, we got the people, let's be great.
Yeah, I think like you said, the mentality was the biggest thing. As a defense, we thought we were the best defense in the league. No matter what reporters wrote or what power rankings came out, who had the best secondary. The guys in the room, we believed in our coaches. We were very detailed and we knew exactly what to do. Whether that was on first and second down, third down, and critical situations in the red zone, I thought that we were really good in the details. So that's what we're building here. I think that. There's not a bunch of star guys all over the field on our defense, but we're going to be a very smart team, very aggressive as well, and a team that plays for one another. So I think that's going to be special. That's how you build something special.
So those are some of the things y'all did there that you see here in the early part of your career.
Yeah. Obviously different teams, obviously different people, but I think the same recipe works. You get a group of guys, a group of men, that believe in one another and believe in the coaches and the scheme that we're running. The sky's the limit for this group and our offense and our special teams.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Tim,
What's up,
how you
D?
doing, man?
I'm good, how are
All right,
you?
you doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, I missed the beginning. Just let me know how camp's been going for you and so forth.
It's going good. Just improving each day, putting your best foot forward, correcting the things that need to be corrected and stuff. So that's it.
And then new coaches up front, how you working with Coach Ryan and I guess Lonnie's with you all now?
Yes, working real good with them. Can't best in the game and stuff. Just ask some questions, then they tell you what you need to improve on and stuff. Just things like that.
All right, thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right.
After watching tape of that last game, what did you see that worked really well that you can take into the next game against Cincinnati?
Just aggression, like the mindset and aggression on the way I played. Of course, it's a lot more things that need to be corrected and stuff, and just keep improving. Like just like little minor things that you see as a player that you need to work on. So.
What specifically for you are you looking
I say more pop for me. More get out, more pop. Yes, ma'am.